God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Okay, we will start with Ms. Keegan's report, please.
Hello, everybody. As I've been talking about for the past few months, the Dannon Wakefern Project Fit American Physical Fitness Grant begins January 5th. We will be asking you to watch the documentation that will come out on that because we're competing between 75 and 100 schools for this phys ed equipment. And the way you win the grant is by how many likes you get to your page.
Oh my gosh.
So, and we're a really tiny school, and some of the schools that we're competing against are very large. So we're going to be recruiting everyone to contact every relative you have and every friend you've known since kindergarten to help us compete in this grant.
Get likes.
Yes, get lots of likes. The band concert, the elementary concert was outstanding. Our music teachers did wonderful, wonderful job. I was very impressed to hear our students speaking in multiple foreign languages. So it was really well attended. The custodians brought in close to 300 chairs, and we had to bring in more chairs, and a few people were actually standing. So it was very well attended. Would I have it again here next year? Yes, because this is the elementary school, and I believe their concert should be in their school. Honors Assembly, our students are doing fabulously. Our attendance rate is wonderful. Kids are working hard. So we're very pleased that the Honors Assembly was a big hit. Tomorrow, we've changed the date a couple of times because of the snow, but tomorrow the students in grades 5 and 6 will be going to see the movie Wonder. I did see the movie already. I cried from beginning. I probably shouldn't say this on tape, but I did. I cried from beginning to end. It was a very moving movie about a 5th grade student who had been bullying and his experiences, who had not been bullying, but had been bullied, and his experiences and how he became really a hero and how all the students and adults really looked up to him and his courageous battle with his disabilities. Very, very well done. Is your hand up?
Yeah, I just was wondering, will there be follow-up then to discuss with the students after?
Yeah, actually there will be follow-up, and some of the teachers have already started reading the book. So 4th grade will read just to talk about 4th grade for a second. 4th grade will begin the book in January after the break. And then they will do projects and whatnot on the whole characterization of the movie. And then in the spring, they will see the movie. Our 5th grade teachers are reading the book now, and then they will do follow-up, and same with 6th grade.
Good, good.
Yeah, there's no point in going to a movie and say it's a nice day and then not do follow-up.
Exactly.
PTA events, again, our PTA is wonderful. Magical Journey puppet show. The kids really enjoyed that. And then today kicked off our holiday fair, and the kids were so cute, shopping and wrapping their gifts. Every once in a while I'd say, now is that for me? I said, no. so they were great, they're adorable. I will share that a little boy, it was a boy or girl, Dr. Morgano, that came into the building. What did he say to you? Hi, boss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said good morning. He said hi, boss.
Yeah.
So,
We're enjoying our time here. The kids are really cute, and we're gearing down for Christmas, the holidays. So that's my report.
Thank you. Questions, anybody? On the board, okay. Ms. Maxon, we'll go to the high school.
Thank you. Our parent conferences on December 1st were well attended, and I had the pleasure of finally getting to meet more parents than I had before, and they were very kind. Stopped in, just said hello, but we were very busy, and that was good to see. We have Trooper Vetter coming next Thursday. And in addition to what's printed, besides presenting to our high school students on cyberbullying, excuse me, and drugs, he is also, first period of the day, presenting to our 7th and 8th graders. We talked about also inviting parents to that presentation, and decided that we're going to approach Trooper Vetter, and we really think that he will do it for us, to do an evening, because we might capture more parents by doing that, to have him do the same presentations, especially with the cyberbullying, because what they can do on their phones, etc., is complicated. At least I find it complicated. They don't.
Right, Kim?
Right, Kim. Right, Kim. And we think that would be very informative. We started a community guy or gal program, and our faculty and staff nominate one student a week to honor for community service. And our kids have really gotten into that and enjoy it very much. And they get a t-shirt, and they get their picture in the media center, and it's really wonderful. Last evening, we had our winter concert. It was very well attended. Thank you very much for the fabulous job. We had both our junior high school kids, our junior high school chorus, our senior high school chorus, senior high band, senior high chorus, our key elements. We had a jazz group of kids who have just expressed a real interest in learning improvisation, etc., and they did a very nice job. And also our string ensemble. And I would love to see our string program grow. They really did very, very well, with a huge spread in ability level and age group, but they did extremely well. We had a wonderful audience, a lot of families, and what I would term Dr. Morgano's fan club. All students from here who know him very, very well. Apparently when he comes over here, he reads and does all that good stuff. But they were hugging him as they were coming in the auditorium. Our guidance department. We have been visited so far by 11 colleges and universities, 2 branches of the military, and they make themselves available to our juniors and seniors during their lunch periods. We also had a college day trip to Sullivan County Community College, and they do a very fine job of having a large group of colleges and universities represented. I believe it was at or near 50, so that our kids from the junior class had an opportunity to see a large variety and what's out there for them. Our counselors are continuing their regularly scheduled meetings with seniors because it is now becoming, crunch time is beginning to come. Kayla and I were just talking about it. Early decision ends tomorrow, or early decision kids will be notified tomorrow, and then we have the big bulk of our students who will be applying using the Common App and the SUNY app, and then waiting until March or so to find out. Our juniors are also meeting with their counselors in preparation for the SATs, ACTs, and we're coming up on the 5-week mark for second quarter, which seems to just fly by. This year, we are also going to be able to offer the PSAT to our sophomores, and I think that's a great opportunity for them to get exposed, especially to the format. And those of you who've taken it know the format's very different. And in addition to a wonderful performance by our musicians last evening, many of our band members visited Marywood University, and they have done that for several years. And they compete against other kids their own age. During those 2 days, we had 4 students who made honor band, which was fantastic, and the rest of our kids had a really fine 2-day experience. It's a long way to go, but it's very, very well worth it. And tomorrow, if you're around, it was supposed to be today, but we were delayed. So tomorrow, first and second period, our students who are on the principal's honor roll, high honor roll, etc., attendance, fine attendance and no referrals, are getting breakfast from the PBIS tomorrow morning, first period and second period. And since she's sitting in the first row, and I would hate not to make her present, maybe Kim would like to tell you what our student council has planned for next week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
So we're putting together the winter festivities thing that happens every single year. It's at the last 2 periods, and certain kids go to certain classes for fun activities. Like there's games with Mr. Glantz, cookie decorating with Mr. Barley, movies with Ms. Stringer, and arts and crafts with Mrs. Walsh. And then they also have the opportunity to go to the gym and play minute to win it games, and that's hosted by the PBIS.
And when does that take place?
That's the day before we go on break,
Oh, okay.
which I believe is the 21st, but I'm really not sure, or the 22nd. And it takes place for 2 periods.
So we're looking forward to that also. And that's all that we have to report from.
I did see in the correspondence that there was letters from both Vonacek and Gunther congratulating our girls soccer as well. So
Yes.
I wanted to, mention that to everybody. We're very proud of our
Yes, we are.
sports. We're very proud of our music. We're very proud of our students in so many ways. So thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Lewis.
So, in the business office, we've been finishing up the tax collection and preparing a list of refunds for those who overpaid their taxes, and that's something that we'll be approving in the consent agenda this evening. And we then can issue those refund checks to those taxpayers. I've been gathering information from the health plan for the Affordable Care Act reporting that we are required to report in February, and I learned a little bit more about that when I attended the School Business Official Leadership Academy, so we'll be sure to be in compliance with Affordable Care Act reporting. I've been tracking the current budgets and revenues and expenditures to ensure that we are on target for the school year, and getting ready for the 2018-19 budget preparations. I circulated the online requisitioning materials to the faculty, and that is for preparing cooperative bids through DCMO BOCES for any supplies that the faculty would need or want. And you may recall last year by participating in that cooperative purchasing, we saved over $100,000 as opposed to purchasing directly from New York State contract. So it is a good thing to be participating in with DCMO BOCES. Also the fuel bid, we get to reduce a lower rate per gallon through DCMO as opposed to New York State contract. And I just would like to ask, since I am in the process of starting to build the budget for 18-19, if the board has any priorities, that they could get them to me so I could include them, and then next month we could actually look at some numbers. And that's it.
Thank you. Questions, anybody? So, Dr. Morgana.
Good evening. I've been having discussions with Ginny about departmentalizing 5th and 6th grades. And the research shows that It will improve outcomes in math and ELA. And it helps prepare kids for junior high school. We'll provide in-service training as needed for the teachers involved, and we think it's a step in the right direction. I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that.
We will be providing professional development to make this a smooth transition.
We have an opportunity to add a mentoring program for ninth graders. It's through the Office of Children and Family Services, and it would be for a small group of needy ninth graders. And as I indicated, there's no cost to that program. The task force on bullying had its first meeting, and we produced an analysis, a SWOT analysis. And if you're unfamiliar with that, it's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And to give you an example of some strengths that were identified as good community, good counselors, letting students have a voice. There are students on that committee. New administration, mentoring program, positive reinforcement, security guards, small classes, sports, use of fitness center, and there are others. Among the weaknesses identified, some of those are lack of AP classes, lack of color on walls, and I'm not talking about this one. Lack of interventions for struggling students, lack of parental support, lack of programs for kids for self-esteem, long bus routes, lack of respect for students and teachers. External factors of opportunities are the advisory program that we talked about as a group, abundant information about bullying on the web, the bully button on the web page, which the board approved immediately and is on the web page if you haven't noticed. Outside group support, volunteers through National Honor Societies. Some external threats are lack of money, that's always a threat. Small community, some people saw that as a negative. Social media, technology, and bullies. Our next meeting is on January 22nd, and the meeting after that's on February 5th. Both are at 6 o'clock here. The next item is functional behavior planning. I left some information on the table from Rudolf Dreikers, who is a theorist on behavioral analysis. Functional behavior planning is the way to change behavior. Punishment works to suppress behavior, but our penal institutions will demonstrate that it doesn't change behavior. An example of a functional behavior is we had a kindergartner. We had a third grader who used to body slam the kindergartners on the wall in the school I worked in. And we suspended him, punished him, took things away from him. Nothing changed. We had him read to the kindergartners so he could get the attention and the power from them that he wanted. He stopped hurting them. Because you don't hurt people you read to. And he didn't need to be disciplined anymore. Another example, which I love as a classic one, is if you had a really bad day and you go home to an empty house, you probably get yourself a glass of whatever you drink and relax. If someone's home, you may slam the door, throw your stuff down, because you want somebody to say, "What's wrong?" We react differently with different situations. But everyone has a need for some power, attention, and if we don't get that need in a positive way, we'll get it in a negative way. So you take the handout that I left for you, it may help explain it further. And we're beginning to work on a curriculum map for K-6 so that we can have a visual picture of what we do and when we do it. And it's just helpful in planning for the future. Any questions from the board on anything?
Are we going to get more information in the future regarding the mentoring program? Any specific details?
Well, I have the gentleman's card, and basically he's waiting for me to call him and tell him we're ready to start.
Great.
How would the children be identified that would benefit from mentoring?
I work with Mrs. Maxon in guidance. And the mentors are trained by the program,
Teachers here or other students? How would it work, mentors?
community members.
Oh, community members.
And how much time, weekly, monthly, are they going to be spending?
I think it's weekly for a period,
Okay.
With,
and there's
We will
supervision
have,
from
yes.
our staff.
you'll have our staff. There.
Even though they're trained and fingerprinted and everything, there's still supervision from our employees.
And we have a list of mentors that are already interested
I
in
do.
participating? Perfect. Great.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Because of all the activity that's going on with our elementary and our high school and our interim superintendent, things are moving along, progressing very nicely, and I don't have very much to report in one way or the other. I think things are moving along nicely, and at this point, we do have, I believe, 4 lawyer or thank you, I'm a lawyer. Law firms that we are going to interview to move on from the hourly rate that we're doing now for our law firm to a contract. So that will be happening in January. I believe we have some dates in January for that. But other than that, at this point, the board is not looking at any other activity other than our meetings and supporting what's happening in the buildings. So I'm very grateful to all the good press and all the good news that's been coming out of our schools, our music and our sports and our academics and our students in general. Right, boss?
I have to say, the faculty and staff are great here. They really work hard.
It's something that we have recognized as a board, the extra that many of our teachers put forward, and the extra that goes into getting kids on track and through tests and the nurturing that goes on. So we don't have any kids falling through the cracks. We don't allow that here.
And I would just like to extend, it's not just our teachers,
No.
the support staff, everyone from our transportation department on down. I've attended many of we traveled to Cortland to watch the girls soccer game, and I was amazed to see Anthony there, the security guard, and so many of, Paul Foster was there, and these are individuals that work in our schools, but they are going out of their way to really support our students and let them know that
You make an excellent
We've
point.
got
We
that.
have a tremendous staff in so many different ways. Our cafeteria people, our bus drivers are supportive of the children in more than just, oh, I got to do my job
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
So we are very, very lucky here, and we are very grateful to the people who work for us, for our kids, I should say. People who work for our kids. That's all that I have. At this time, we'll entertain public comment limited to the consent agenda, which is 401 through 703. The walking motion is not consent. Yes,
What is an independent evaluator of administration?
I'll let Dr. Morgano explain that because he just explained it to some of our board
Should
members.
be lead of that, you're talking about 609?
607.
607. It's the lead evaluator for Doladello,
Independent.
right?
Yes.
Doladello, yeah.
Because I can't be the only person observing and evaluating the principals, it has to be an outside person as well. And just like the principals, Ginny goes to high school, Jean comes to the elementary, because they can't be the only evaluator of their teachers.
So 609 should read faculty, not administrators.
Jean Maxon and Virginia Keegan is lead evaluator of faculty.
Lead evaluators of faculty.
Is that normal?
Yeah,
Is
that's,
position normal?
that's the new plan that the state has.
Following the rules.
Now, if you're a school district that only has one building, you have to get your other evaluators from another school district. Here, the two principals can do each other's building.
But these are new positions for you.
No, they would have been last year as well. Jean is new, and I'm new.
No, I mean the
But
evaluation.
the assignments were the same when Bob was here.
Are they paid positions?
No,
Just no
part of
work.
the job.
Just more work.
It's what principals have been doing for many, many years, evaluating teachers, but now there are more rules to it.
Well, forgive me, I don't know who Dola.
She's from BOSI's.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. I'll entertain a motion then.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Can I second for discussion on one item?
Sure. Well, actually, we should probably pull it off if you want to question it.
And I just want
Okay, go ahead.
614, Kimberly Phillips.
Mhm.
So we don't have anybody out there now, and how is that going?
It is going, it's a lot of work. I take her home or stay longer days to ensure that the AP is completed in timely fashion, because we don't want our invoices not to be paid in a timely fashion.
But is
because
that,
it's a
how can we
reflection.
do that?
Mhm.
How can we do that with one person?
Well, hopefully it's temporary.
Yes. hopefully.
We're in the process of working with Sullivan West through BOSI's for a half-time person.
Because Kim was half-time, right?
Yes, but it wasn't through BOSI's. This will be co-servable,
Okay.
so we'll get 8 on.
Okay?
Okay, so let's vote then. Ms. Wagner?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and I'll say yes. All right. I have a walk-on motion, excuse me, that I will read. This is a motion for approval upon the recommendation of the interim superintendent for the agreement of resolution number 136 between Eldred Central School District and the town of Lumberland for the purchase of road salt. Whereas pursuant to Article 5G of the General Municipal Law, the Eldred Central School District Number 1 and the town of Lumberland are authorized to enter into an intermunicipal agreement for the purchase of road salt by the district from the town, and therefore be it resolved that the Eldred Central School District is authorized to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with the town of Lumberland to permit the district to purchase road salt from the town of Lumberland Highway Department. This resolution shall be in effect immediately upon signature of the supervisor and the school board president.
And then what about Iowa? Do we not do the same
She asked
thing?
what but this is the salt we use.
But don't we do the same thing with?
This is the salt we use for the whole district. In other words, we contract through Lumberland for the salt.
Thank you.
And we needed it this morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I made a motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Voting, Ms. Wagner?
Yes.
Ms.
Yes.
Bose? I'll say yes. Okay. We are up to old business. Is there any old business on the part of the board? New business? No new business. We are back to public comment. Please feel free to speak up. Yes.
Although I gave my report on the student council matters, no, sorry, my name is Kim Gonzalez. The student council matters, I have to do the student report. Since Mr. Gass isn't here, I'll be doing the sports report.
Oh, thank you.
Our winter sports season has started. Our teams have already started playing in games, matches, and meets. We're looking forward to another successful winter season. From the fall, we have 2 young ladies who were named to the New York State soccer team. Elena Gahn made 3rd team All-State, and Sandy Clemens was named 2nd team All-State. The Interact Club is doing a Christmas letters collaboration with Mackenzie. I believe it spans from pre-K to 2nd grade. National Honor Society just completed its bazaar. It made $100, which will go to the Christmas tree toy drive, and the rest of the clothes will be donated to Mrs. Bo's churches. We'll be doing candygram sales during lunch periods, and we're still doing concessions for JV and varsity basketball games. The seniors put up their Christmas tree, and the hallway looks spectacular, alongside with the decorations that each grade did along the hallways and beside doors. And the sports management class recently just went to the Madison Square Garden Stadium, so that was nice. And I believe that's it.
How was that trip to Madison Square Garden? Did you go?
No, I
No,
didn't.
sports management team. I mean, the sports management class went, right?
Yes.
That's really cool that they got to
It
do
is.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Okay.
Yes, and they do a wonderful tour,
Yeah.
the management, so that those students get an opportunity to see behind the scenes what it takes, first of all, to run that complex,
Yes.
and how complex the complex is. And they had a great time. And as always, we can take our kids anywhere,
Yep. Yep.
and they're great.
Excellent. All right, any other public comment? Yes?
Two things, really quick. We're having for kindergarten is going to be the Blue Lunch Special. That's going to be our project for this year.
What is it, the what?
The Blue Lunch Special
Blue lunch?
for the law enforcement and the legislators of Sullivan County. So the kindergartners have been raising money through recyclables, bringing in a recycle project, or bringing in and giving up their ice cream money. So we've been collecting that with the kiddos and talking about it and talking about how law enforcement is so important to us and we appreciate everything that they do. And so far we've raised $70 through that, which is pretty awesome. And at around April, we're going to be presenting these law enforcement and the legislators of Sullivan County with the luncheon. We're going to hopefully have some different different agencies to donate food towards it as well. So the money that they raise will go towards their lunch, so we can present them with a nice lunch in the courthouse in Sullivan County. And so that's the one thing that we're doing. Hopefully, when that happens in April, the kids will get to see the judges in their robes and learn more about them and what they do. The second thing that we've done was the letters to Santa. The kindergarten teamed up with 5th grade, and they wrote letters to Santa. The kindergartners were teamed up with one 5th grader, and the kindergartners would dictate what they wanted to say in the letter, and the 5th graders would write it for them. So it was nice that the kindergartners got to have that social interaction with the older kiddos, and the 5th graders got to work on writing letters and the proclamation of that.
Did you have any odd requests for Christmas?
You know, there was one in particular I was very impressed with. The one child was not picky at all with any type of gift. He actually asked for a gift for his father. And also asked for in his words, a random toy, because anything would be happy. He'd be happy with anything. That was pretty easy for me to say that.
I want it.
So honestly, Santa was very impressed with what they were doing in that room.
I will say, we did see an uptick in Santa letters come through the post office recently.
An uptick.
So, we did, so.
Yes.
So to continue with what stems from the Selfless project that we were working on developing for the year, in speaking to the Sheriff's Department and the troopers, their reactions were the same. We made our proposal, and their responses at separate times was, well, you know, this is awesome, and what can we do for you? Call us, we'll come into your building, we'll do whatever you need us to do, we'll bring your equipment over, whatever you want. So the long and the short of it is we set May 4th as a day that we are going to have a law enforcement fair, and the PTA has their walkathon that day, and in discussion, we all decided that it would be great to just collaborate and do it all in one day. So some of the highlights that the law enforcement ladies and gentlemen are going to do for us is they're bringing a seatbelt convincer trailer. And if you don't know what that is, you can search it out on YouTube and you can actually see the demonstration. It's for parents and students 16 years and older. Consent will have to be given. And they strap the individual into this chair, and then they let this machine go at about 5 miles an hour, and you can see the impact at just 5 miles an hour, and how it feels. So can you imagine not wearing a seatbelt in a vehicle?
They strap the person in and hit
Yeah,
them
it's
at
like
5 miles an hour?
It looks like a car, a seat in a car, with your seatbelt in, like you would be in a car, and it just take a look at it on YouTube, just search it out. Then, I know that the high school did an internet computer crime assembly already, I believe, looking at it on Facebook a few months ago, but they are willing to do one at an age-appropriate level at GRM. They're able to bring in a canine demonstration, bike safety, technicians to show parents the proper installation of car seats. The other day in another town, I saw a mom get back into her car and her little toddler in the back seat was just rocking in the car seat. I don't even think it was connected at all. Like, what purpose did it have? And also, the sheriff's department's bringing a patrol boat that the kids can check out and be on, as well as an armored vehicle and probably an ATV, which I assume is equipped for police use, not just an ordinary, an ordinary vehicle. So we're hoping that we can just bring a nice crowd out, have a walkathon, and have a successful rain-free event.
Rain-free.
And also, Mrs. Maxson, if logistically, I'm trying to work out that maybe they can come to your building before they come to us.
Are they willing to do that?
They're not calling me back. They're not good with email, these guys. I'm gonna have to track them down.
You and I had talked about that, and if they're willing to do that, that's a whole lot better than bringing the kids here.
It
Yes,
would be too difficult for the transportation down here, but
Right.
I'm working on it.
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, Mark John Lumberland, as you know, I witnessed your work session on November 3rd.
Yes.
When you discussed the board law firms that you want to have. I would like to emphasize that I believe the board has to have a law firm that's very strong in collective bargaining agreements. I haven't seen the attorneys be involved in that too much in the past couple of years. Labor is the most expensive part of a school district. And I think when you get your decisions made as how you want to use the resources of the school district, you need to have an attorney, and the board also has to be aware of what's going into the contract so that you can use those resources to achieve the school district's goals.
Thank
I
you.
just want you to be aware of that because we will not be involved in the process.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
I'll second.
And second, okay, all those in favor?
You got it.
You bet. Okay, aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everybody. Right, does anyway.
It's really,